Welcome, Reds. Thank you very much for tuning in the instant post-match reaction. Liverpool, I've got Group A back on track. Anyway, it's a massive. We all needed this win. Every single one of us. Most importantly, the players as well tonight. Hopefully, this will be the catalyst for weeks to come. Positive results for Liverpool. A lot of positives to take away from tonight's show. Everyone, let me know your thoughts. Most importantly, obviously, Mohamed Salah and Trent getting on the score sheet tonight. We'll be analysing Trent's game much better, not just attacking-wise, but defensively, most importantly as well from Trent, which we'll discuss tonight. Hopefully, we'll be joined by Spider LFC, John Moore, and a couple of other lads as well. I've sent out a couple of links, but you never know who'll pop in, and hopefully we do get a couple of people dropping in anyway. But most importantly, I'm more interested on all your thoughts and opinions on a massive night for Liverpool in terms of confidence, as I said, for the players, but most importantly for the fans as well. Give us a bit of confidence going into which will be a massive game at the weekend. High-flying Arsenal. Yes, we do tend to always get a result at Arsenal, but I think this is a very different Arsenal this season under Mikel Arteta in relation. He's got them flying. But on tonight's performance chat as well. But firstly, we'll get to everyone's comments. As always, Scotty, there we go. So happy to be a Red from Glasgow. I thought everyone done well tonight. Scotty, thank you very much for tuning in, mate. And apologies. I think was it last night? I did see your comments, but we were like as soon as the press finish, you put your comment in. But I'm made up to see you, Scotty, in the comments. And as I said, hope you had a lovely evening, mate, and enjoyed that. Most importantly, I think it was an enjoyable game of football. I think that's the one thing that we've all been really disappointed. The performance levels for Liverpool, not just for Trent, but a lot of the players really haven't been up to the standard in which we all know they can reach. We know those performances can be there when they needed be. And tonight, I know a lot of people are probably glass half empty point of view in terms of analysing the game, going, oh, it's only against Rangers, but the teams that we've played this season, chat in the Premier League or in Europe, but we could play some Martians next week from outer space, and the performance level could not be there. But as long as who we played tonight, or regardless if it was Barcelona, Bayern Munich, City as well, the performance was 100% there from Liverpool, and which we'll discuss about the change in formation, which was a massive positive to take away from tonight's performance, everyone, for me personally. I missed part due to the internet issues. What was the actual formation here? Trent say more of a 4-4-2. Yeah, and perfect. Scotty, your tears up. Perfect, really, mate. That was one of the points, really. And we'll start off, obviously, a new formation in relation off the back of tonight's performance. It did change, as Trent said, a 4-4-2, but you could look at it in terms of adapting in certain elements or certain times within the game. It goes from 4-4-2 to a 4-2-3-1 formation, as we know, or if you just come in from out of work or whatnot. Liverpool did start with a midfield of obviously Henderson and Thiago, and it was quite an attacking formation, as we said. Diaz, Salah on the wings, and obviously Nunez with Jota in behind, and really positive for me, mate, and everyone in chat. That's what we've been crying out for. I think the only bit of... A couple of weeks ago, we seen Liverpool go quite attacking in terms of midfield options against Everton in relation to playing, obviously, Carvalho, Elliott, and then the other midfield, I think it was Hendo or Fabinho on that day. Forgotten. But tonight, I was made up. Because the questions we're getting asked to Jurgen, the best part of the week, the build up to this game was, is Jurgen Klopp going to change anything, or is he going to go straight into a game against Rangers with the same tactics, same style of players as well? Because if you're not going to change anything in your team lineup, yes, the performance levels might improve, but the players on the pitch are the same players. But tonight, it was like we watched Liverpool and they were actually coached. Because it's been a while. How many times this season have we watched and we've gone into off the back of a result we've had, and then we've gone into the same game with with the same mind frame in terms of the players, but formation-wise, it was absolutely made up, Scotty, in terms of 4-4-2. It had so much quality, but from a defensive point of view for me, mate, and chat, let us know your thoughts. And this ties it into, obviously, the defensive structure in the overall performance of the game. Due to the formation, obviously, 4-4-2, it offers quite a lot of more defensive areas. Obviously, two central midfielders who were Thiago and obviously Henderson. But when you look at it, if it was a 4-2-3-1, I'd say it elements in tonight's game. Thiago, very capable in playing in a two pivot. He did it at his time in winning Champions League at Bayern as well, prior to him making his move to Liverpool. So he's very accustomed to playing alongside one midfielder, i.e. in a 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2 formation. So he wasn't out of place. He looked very settled tonight, him and Henderson. I mean, that was one of Henderson's best performances this season by a bloody country mile. Let me know your thoughts on that, mate, and everyone in chat as well. So the structure and the defensive performance was much better. Yes, you can say it was against Rangers, but regardless of who we're playing, we've got that performance and we got the reaction, most importantly. And even Trent, which we'll speak about a bit later as well, in terms of he was my man in the match. I don't know, chat, get me your man in the match, and really we'll gloss through a couple of the players as well. Costas, massive back end of that game as well, chat. He cleared off the line. It was a good initial save by Alisson, but who's flying at the back post? Who's defending the last line of defence? And that's Kostas Limicus. He's been absolutely fantastic tonight, because funny things have happened. Goal leads have been absolutely lost in certain moments in the last 5 to 10 minutes of games that we've all watched, plenty of football. But Kostas tonight, really impressed. And the set pieces, chat as well, the set pieces tonight, how many times could have our centre-halves have actually got on the end? I think Van Dijk could have, or Matip could have at least come away from this game with a brace. I think even regardless of how good or bad Liverpool have been playing in recent weeks, I felt the set pieces from Liverpool were much better tonight. How many times have we watched, especially this season, a ball get whipped into the box from a set play or a set piece, and it's hit the first man. They're so important, and they're so important set pieces. And we see it last season. I think we scored I think it was the second or the first at most set piece goals, like we do tend to do most seasons. But it's a side of the game where Liverpool, historically in recent years, have been very strong. But this season, I felt that we've really struggled this season in terms of just getting the quality ball into the box. But yeah, I'm just seeing here, bloody Napoli absolutely battered Ajax, didn't he? Bloody hell. Did that finish 6-1, chat? As well, let's get to everyone's comments as well. Love how Nunez shoots on sight. Scouser, and I love Nunez, mate. And there will be, as you always do get, there will be negative people shouting at Nunez, oh, he should have scored every single shot. The good thing about Nunez as well, Scouser and chat, he was getting in the areas. I think on another night, Nunez comes away from this game with a hat-trick or 2 goals or even 1 goal. We've got to credit an opposition defender or goalkeeper, which it was McGregor. He kept that scoreline, keeping it down anyway. In terms of being at a cricket score, I felt McGregor was 100%, as I said, he was their man in the match by a bloody country mile, and he kept it down to 1-0. But obviously Liverpool, thank God, got our second goal through Mohamed Salah. But yeah, Nunez, for me, had a really good game, apart from scoring goals, which is his main job. But it's not like he was struggling to get into the spaces. He was getting to those pockets of space really well. And even Salah down that right-hand side as well. But that helps massively, as we've already alluded to the formation and the defensive structure from attacking sense, and then transition going forward was much better for me. There we go. We got Jay. There we go. I did drop a message to Jay as well. JB, thank you very much for popping in, mate.
You all right, mate? How are you?
How are you doing? Much better, that, mate, wasn't it? Much better.
Yeah. Miles better. Nice to have a clean sheet as well, and actually going front in the game. Amazing. I forgot what it felt like.
We've lost count of that, mate. As I was just saying, I'll ask you about the defensive structure. Really, you're obviously watching the game, you don't want to watch along as well, mate. Formation wise, I'll ask you. Were you surprised? I think all of us have called for Klopp to change something, and he did. But what did you think about the formation and the defensive structures of the team tonight?
I saw a tweet going around a few hours before kickoff. I think it was Dominic King.
Yeah,
was saying that he's heard whispers that Liverpool might be trying something new tonight, and I liked it. We need to do something fresh. Look, the 4-3-3. I like the Klopp way of playing 4-3-3. Unfortunately, we haven't got the players to play that no more because if you look at the spine of our team is 30 years old. So the 30-year-old players can't do what they did when they were 26, 27 anymore. They can't press like they're 26, 27 anymore, 90 minutes every single game. They can't do that no more. They have to do it sparingly to save their energy. So I think he's worked out that it may be a little late. Maybe you should have worked this out a little sooner, maybe. But it's like he went to Pep Linders. Look, we've done it your way. Go and sit down. We're doing it more. They looked a bit more old school Klopp-like, Liverpool.
it reminds me a bit of Dortmund as well, mate.
Yeah,
Obviously,
with
he
the
played that
interchange of the
Dortmund.
forwards and the freedom the forwards. I noticed that today as well. The freedom the forwards had. Darwin was everywhere. Diaz was left.
Yeah.
He was right. He was central. Salah mostly stuck to his right-hand side. But Jota was like central and left. You know, there's a lot of freedom for them forwards today. And look, it helped. But they did get in each other's way a little bit at times.
Yeah.
But I think if we keep playing this formation going forward now, they'll get used to it. My only worry is that you can't play them same four players.
Because they've been knackered
every week.
So
you might have to look at saying like a Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott might be perfect for this formation. Getting him further forward up the pitch. You know, their midfield two in Fabinho, like I think Fabinho needs to sit out for a while now. I think Hendo needs to play with Thiago.
And it was good that he actually got a rest because we've all said, haven't we? Like his performance has been quite shocking. Him in Trent,
he looks tired, but I'd like Fabinho coming on for 20 minutes in games at the moment. I think it will work for him for a while. I'd rather have Henderson starting in that 6 with Thiago. I didn't think it was Thiago's best performance today, but we're playing a different system, so he might just get adjusted to it. But much better. We control the game. Look, it's Rangers, so we have to
that's what I said. Yeah,
it's Rangers. They're a League One team. Let's face it, they're terrible. But the problem is though, as all Liverpool fans, we was all like, I can see it's going 1-0. We're behind tonight, you know, because it's just the way it's been. So
it's trepidation in recent weeks.
So to change the system, to change the tactics, and you know, have a bit more control in the game was really good throughout. Look, I enjoyed it. It weren't like a scintillating game. You know, if you was a neutral, it might have been a bit boring to watch. Fair enough. But for us, just get a 3 points clean sheet with a different kind of way of playing, different tactics. It's all good. I think we just need to carry on though, Jack.
Yeah, spot on, mate. And John, my phone's died, John, so apologies if you messaged me, mate, as I said. You know, when I'm like when bloody WhatsApp messages, bad. Wasting my bloody mum and dad with a message. Shocking replying, but big up and as well. Spider, jump on, mate. I did drop you the link as well, mate, if you are free. I tell you, we play that formation against Arsenal and we'll beat them. Oh, so are you looking forward to that one, Jay? It's going to be an interesting game, isn't it? They're playing quite well, aren't they?
Look, Arsenal's strong point is their left-hand side. Our weak point is our right-hand side. So, I don't know. Look, you play the play. I got a feeling the team that played tonight might play against, because it's not till Sunday. We play Tuesday. They got a long enough break. He brought Jota off. We all know Jota loves Arsenal. Brought Darwin off. The players he brought off today, I think, were being protected for. So, yeah, I think we see that same 11. And I think he's just going to go, look, we know Arsenal are the best team in the country at the moment, but you lot are good enough. And this team is good enough. And then forwards, you're telling me Diaz, Salah, Jota and Darwin Nunez can't cause Arsenal problems. Have you seen how crap Gabriel is?
And
Saliba. I mean, William Saliba's good. He looks decent. He looks like a strong boy. Yeah. But Gabriel, my God, he gives you a chance, don't he? So, yeah, you're telling me that team can't Nah, come on. Yeah, we could cause some problems. The only problem is that I just don't want Fabinho to play against Arsenal. I don't want Fabinho anywhere near the Arsenal team. I just want Hendo to sit on Odegaard all game.
Yeah, it's spot on, mate. It's spot on. Spider, how you doing, lad?
That's a crack, lad. I forgot you sent me the link. I was looking at the messages going, no. And I was sitting there going, where's my fucking link?
As I said, no worries, lad. Right,
right, Jeremy, man. You're right.
Thank you very much for dropping in, boys. Yeah. Anyway, if you need to shoot, just let us know. I'll quickly rattle through all these comments on Spider's Force as well. Easy, nice work for Rangers. Weren't threatening at all, but that goes down to us doing our job properly. Henderson, my man of match, interesting all day long, covering and helping Trent out, which allowed us to see the best of Trent.
Jack, I'll be right back. I've just got to sort these kids out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. All good, matey.
Well, the biggest thing for me, Jack, from tonight that I've seen is when Rangers did go those chances near the end of the game. They, not only we know that Ali can make a save, whatever, but that was the only real chances that they got all game. When we were playing against weaker sides throughout the season, they were getting chance after chance, and we were just like didn't know what was going on in the defense. I think the formation change was refreshing tonight for the lads.
I was going to say,
to be honest with you.
There's no thoughts on that, Spider. And Jack, any thoughts on the formation change? What were you thinking? We'll go Spider.
Yeah, I think so. I'm playing with 4 forwards, we 2 sitting midfielders. I think, the fact that they created a little gap between themselves allowed those 3 lads to just sit behind the opposition's midfield and just receive the ball wherever they wanted to in space all the time, because literally, spiders on the beer. And literally because the defence were afraid to step out to those 3 lads sitting in between them. And that's where we become dangerous, because it creates so much space for the lads in front of their defence and just takes their midfield out of the game. I said it for a while, we should be switching and alternating between that 4-2-3-1, or as they say, there's a fake diamond in there as well.
Yeah.
We should be switching between that for games. And, lower opposition, go with the comfortable 4-3-3 and take them on. But, Rangers was a good test tonight just to test that out, because they do they have a bit of a press in their game.
Quite attacking as well. He's probably times I've watched Rangers, he's been one of their bright sparks, as John alludes to last night. But he's spot on. Let's quickly rattle through all these comments. I'll get back to you. McGregor really stopped this from being a 4-goaler. He was a great keeper. Man's about 40 as well, isn't he? Read that one, Chris. Nice one, everyone. Make sure you are dropping a like on the stream as well, everyone. Make sure you head over to Jamie Phillips Football chats as well, and obviously Spider LFC, and obviously hopefully we'll go get John Moore from Glasgow Reds chat as well. Not tonight, Jose. Didn't have a ticket. I'm going what game am I going? The West Ham game. That's my next game, mate. As I said, hopefully everyone enjoyed it. There we go. That's right. I did last time. The biggest test is on Sunday versus Arsenal to see if we are actually back. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult game. Very difficult game. We got opinions in Cam Firmino, options in Cam Firmino, Jota and Carvalho. Rangers would struggle in non-league. Big up Melina as well. Thank you for tuning in. It will be doing, hopefully. I haven't messaged Melina, if you're still watching, if you'd like to do a little collab before the big game this weekend, I will drop you a message later to see if you're free and available. I'd love to get you on if you'd like to. Rangers were pathetic. That's one way of putting it, Rob. About time Trent scored low. Yeah, Melina and Spider in chat. He only scores bangers, doesn't he? He doesn't score tap-ins.
He does that. No, I just look. He's. All right, so we know that we all realize how good the legend Stevie Gerrard was and how hard he worked for the team and stuff like that. I know that Trent hasn't got all of his bonuses in his game that Stevie G has, but the one thing that he does have is a hell of a right foot. He can pretty much strike from anywhere on the pitch, really, and and he's very, very accurate. I'll give Trent one thing: he might miss a pass once out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times, it's going to hit his mark, and it's very, very rare that you see a 7 out of 10 from him with passing, or striking. So. That's the one thing that you have an aspect of him. This is why I want to see him moved into the midfield. This is why I want to see Calvin Ramsey be given a chance right back. Trent was very good tonight, but you're going to come up against tougher opposition. I'm delighted that I'm delighted Klopp took him off to give him the standing ovation for the game that he had tonight, and I was delighted with his performance all around. But it just goes to show you could see when Henderson went off. This is the difference. When Hendo went off, is when Rangers got
Looked
the two
very
chances.
jittery, didn't we?
Yeah,
Like,
this is when Trent was getting bypassed because he tended to drift into Hendo's spot, and then the right back became open, and that's when Morelos or whoever replaced Morelos came on and started getting chances, and then that's when they got those two chances. One that was saved by Ali beautifully, but we limited it to a double chance in the space of a few seconds throughout the entire game. And normally there would have been this season so far, there would have been at least 6 or 7 of them in the game, and probably two goals on top of it. So
spot on there, lad. Spot on. I'm just sorry, I am listening. I'm just seeing Club Brugge. I didn't score. See the score, lad. The scores. Did Club Brugge beat Atletico? The winning 2-0 on the highlights.
Jesus.
Oh, standard penalties to Atletico. Typical.
I'm going to have a look at their actually Champions League results.
Jose, I'm ready to score against. Hopefully, Jose. Tell you what, you've been a bit quiet, haven't you? So I'm going to start jumping on a bouncy castle because we beat a Pupsy. If we beat Arsenal, then I'll be happy as well. Obviously, Rob just saying Arsenal are in trouble. I think we've been in trouble for the best part of the last couple of weeks, haven't we? Oh, it's all right. Did you miss the pen? Yeah.
Club Brugge won 2-0.
Oh, there you go. There we go, Jay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Good, good, man.
There's a few little shockers that night because of how well Bayer Leverkusen's been playing as well. Porto beating Bayer Leverkusen 2-0.
You see Club Brugge beat Atletico.
Yeah, I've just seen the highlights there. I didn't even actually see the notifications.
Spurs doing a lot.
But Spurs are a joke.
Because Spurs are doing the Spurs pretty much, aren't they?
Spursy, innit?
The Spursy thing is real. Conte can't even break it.
Mourinho
couldn't break it. Conte couldn't break it. Might as well just give up.
Yeah,
spot on. 4 days off now. Go ahead, Scouts, and enjoy it, mate. Have a good weekend, mate. Big up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll sort that, Melina. Thank you very much. Jota always scores against us, but I hope Saliba puts trends on strings. And Martinelli, me and Jay have spoken about Martinelli in the past, and he's a good little player, Martinelli. Especially this season, he's been a bit more consistent in front of goal as well. No worries, John. Take your time, mate. I think we'll probably be on for another 25 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on the lads' availability. But lads, as I said, we mentioned the formation change. In terms of the tweaks, the defensive structure, we've mentioned that. Jamie, Darwin Nunez, thoughts on his performance tonight? Because I haven't even looked on Twitter, but I know for a fact what people will be saying. He's done everything bar score.
Yeah, it's a difficult one because we sort of played more into Darwin's strengths today. This is the most we've played to his strengths since he's been a Liverpool player. Also, I think that was the most minutes he's ever played so far for us today before he got taken off. So they're doing good. What I thought of Darwin's performance today, he looked like he was rushing everything. Like he needed to prove a point, and he's not relaxed in front of goal yet because there's 3 chances a day. I think an informed, relaxed Darwin Nunez puts away, and he has a hat-trick. I think he's a bit tight. You can see it in his body shape. Especially in front of goal. You can see his body's really taut and tight. He's not quite relaxed yet. And I think Darwin Nunez is one of them footballers who reads a lot of social media. You can tell by his tweets.
Yeah.
And he knows what's going on. And he wants to prove a point. He knows he's a good player, but the performance was his best so far in a Liverpool shirt.
Yeah.
He's got to carry on like that. My only worry is that Klopp takes him in and out the team too much. For me, you just start him again against Arsenal. Let him go. Because that'd be a perfect team for him to score against. Because a lot of Arsenal fans are the ones giving him chip at the moment out of all the fan base. Yeah. So I'll just let Darwin go. But yeah, his performance was decent. Yes, he got in the right positions, but a striker of that caliber should get in them positions.
Yeah.
The only one I think he should have scored was the one that he controlled in front of him and then shot straight at McGregor. Because the one Salah put him through with, I think that was a good save by McGregor. I know a lot of people saying he should have scored that, but he got onto it well. It was a stretching sort of effort, but he was putting it into the corner. I think it was a good save by McGregor. I don't think he's got enough praise for that. But the one when he controlled it with his right foot, got it in front of him, and then shot with the same foot, that's the one I think he should have scored with. And I think an informed, a relaxed Darwin would have scored that. You can just tell he's trying a bit too hard at the moment. When forwards try too hard, that's when they don't score. He just needs one to come off his arse or something. That's what he needs one of them.
Ali saved the goal with his bollocks tonight.
That's what you need. You just need one of them weird goals that forwards can get, and then all of a sudden they score straight away because they're relaxed.
His stats aren't too bad tonight.
I was going to say, but it's a spot on point what Jay said there. Sparrows in terms of consistent levels of selection. The form and people I've seen on social media this week, people trying to compare Hartland and Nunez. Both of them are on a bloody new level.
Hartland was born in the lab.
Yeah, born in a lab.
Plus, Haaland has played every game this season.
Haaland's a different, on a different stratosphere.
He is. But like Nunez will get the goals that next to Haaland. I think the two of them will be around the top goal scorers of a season, along with Salah if he gets going again. But I mean, even his match stats tonight, he had a 7.1 rating, right? But he played 80 minutes. He had 6 shots, but 5 were on target, right? So before we're just like, if you're talking about 4 out of 5 and 6, you're talking about 1.
Fair enough if you were in Rosette.
One of them would be. So his dribbles were successful by 100%. His tackles were 100% successful. Although his ground duels were a bit off. He won half of his ground duels. With regards to that, but them stats are okay. He's a bit rigid. You can tell that by the stats. But I mean, getting a 7.1 in your first in your longest minutes game in a Liverpool shirt is not half bad, especially when you're getting 4 out of the 6 chances you've had directly on target. So. In other days, he'd put them away.
Yes, spot on. Jay, I've made a point of this. The application of the whole team press, that's something that hasn't been there for the best part of the last couple of weeks, especially before the international break. It's a bit mad, the fact that we're so accustomed to seeing Liverpool be so good over the last 4 years, that the attitude, that's something that we've labelled in Man United in recent years, that the players are on the pitch and we've laughed about it, that they're not trying the best. And that's a characteristic that you wouldn't draw to similar comparisons. But last couple of weeks, but for me, I was more impressed with the speed in which we've started this tonight, but in terms of the whole team application, the way they pressed and everything. What did you think about that, Miss?
Yeah, it was a lot better, but what I noticed is the main people of the press are all the younger guys. So it was Tsimikas, it was Jota, it was Diaz, it was Darwin. They're all in their 23, 24 year old. And that's what I'm saying when I was speaking to you earlier, Jack, that the spine of our team is 30 years of age. Alisson, Van Dijk, Matip, Henderson, Thiago, Salah. They can't do what they did when they were 26, 27 on that press anymore. It's just natural because you're 30 years old. I'm 41. I can't get out of bed anymore. So now it's really hard,
Same. I'm only 30. I can't even get up the stairs. I can't even get up the stairs.
I have a drink out on the weekend now. I used to be up when in my 20s. 4 hours later, I go out. Now I need a week. It's just a natural thing of getting older. So what Klopp looked at today is I changed the formation a bit. And what I noticed watching the game is that Nunez, Tsimikas, Diaz, and Jota sort of hunted in packs. They were the ones hunting in the packs. And then the spare players were your Hendersons, your Thiagos, and your Salahs. So they didn't have to press. So they didn't run as much. And they let the younger guys run. And they sort of made, they went in packs. They always went together near that left-hand side. And left the olders as a spare. And I think that's something we might be looking at going forward because that's how we controlled the game a lot better today. A lot better. And I know, again, it's Rangers and everyone will say it's Rangers. Right? But at the end of the day, you still can only play the team you're playing in front of you. And look, most Liverpool content creators all week, like yesterday and all that, and today were, I wouldn't be surprised if Rangers scored first. We ain't gone 1-0 up in a game in ages. It don't matter who we play. We're going to give Rangers chances. Rangers only had chances when Milner come on, but less said about that better. But he got ran past 15 times when Milner come on, by the way.
The best part was when he absolutely, I think it was Ryan Kent, absolutely done on the edge of the box. It was a great tackle, but he basically speared him. Spot on there, Jay. Quickly ran through the results. Napoli won 6-1 against Ajax. Liverpool 2-0. Club Brugge, as we mentioned before, won 2-0. Porto won 2-0 against Leverkusen. So it's heating up the Champions League this summer. This season. Bayern 5-0. No surprise there against Victoria.
Did you see Mane's goal?
No, was it good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Inter won 1-0 against Barca. In the background there, I think he had a blatant handball, but surprise, I think it was an English ref as well. I'd be wrong there, but Marseille won 4-1, bit of a mad one, against Sporting, and as the lads alluded to before, Frankfurt 0, Tottenham 0. Couldn't say Borfest.
I'd say, Jack,
there's not a good European teams. There's not a lot of good teams.
Just jumping on Jack, or what Jamie was saying there about the press when he was talking about the lads sitting there. Do you think that's to do with the new formation, Jim? I think that allows the two boys to sit in midfield and create the press gaps between their three lads. So that triangle gap is where you're going to see your Hendersons and your Thiago sitting, or your Fabinho sitting. And that just allows, it becomes a wall without them having to actually press.
Exactly.
You get me? So, and
but in the 4-3-3,
yeah,
when we do that, there's no wall there.
And there's a big gap.
That's why our midfield gets overrun all the time.
There's a big Superman gap in the middle of that park, but with this 4-2-3-1, it allows that middle dude to create that extra triangle off the two lads, and it's just creates a bigger press.
And Hendo's so much better in that deep.
He is, yeah.
At the moment, he's better than Fabinho in that position.
Yeah.
And I'd have him over Fabinho at the moment in that position. That's why I said I want him to start over Fabinho against Arsenal.
Yeah, Fabinho just needs to take 20-25 minutes a game and just
he's got no mobility at the moment. Look, Hendo's not athletic, but he's more athletic than Fabinho. Gets around the pitch, and I've been saying this for ages now. Henderson's passing is so underrated.
Yeah, it's very good.
He can pass the ball very well. The problem is when he's playing that 8 position in a 4-3-3, everyone now presses him, and because he's not as quick, he gets pressed, he loses it, he has to go backwards, or the ball goes over the top of him. In this 4-2-3-1, he can't be pressed, so they can't press him because he's too deep. So if you go and press him in that deep position, Liverpool go have acres of field behind that defence. So it's a better place for him to play, and at the moment, he looks really good there.
Yeah, spot on, gents. I'll ask you for your man of the matches in a little second, gents. And everyone in the comments, get your man of the match, or we all know our Rangers won McGregor. If you have to pick up 1 or 2 man of the matches players that really stood out for you, let us know.
McGregor's the only one. Dalton was okay for Rangers as well.
I'm just touching on Rangers. Ryan Kent, Spider. As I was saying on my live stream, when he was coming through the academy, I've seen him a couple of times.
Yeah.
Him and Harry Wilson, and they're a very similar age, and they were in the same team for quite a while.
Yeah.
I always thought Ryan Kent would have pushed on a bit more in his career in comparison to Wilson, but he was quite quiet tonight, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. I think the likes of Ben Woodburn and all that coming up into form kind of took away from Ryan Kent, really, in these on that left hand side, and it's just. Ryan Kent was a fantastic talent, and he is, but he kind of reminds me of Aidan McGeady a little bit, where he can create that early dribble past somebody, and then there's no end product really. There's it's in Scotland there is, but on a bigger stage there really isn't any. He can, if he passes it off, that's grand. He's done his job. A little dribble, laid it off. But when he has to cross or he has to do something, you see that he's capable of doing it. But like Harry Wilson, it only comes off maybe once in every 5 or 6 times, So it's just. I
was going to say glorified English Aaron Lennon, but Aaron Lennon's English, and they're both English. But yeah, we totally controlled the game, but our passing was too loose up top as well. Thiago, man of the match for Jose. And in really, Jay, that I've not mentioned or you'd like to discuss, mate, in terms of obviously the game. I think we've mentioned the defensive sport performance, really. Luis Diaz.
You mentioned Trent before while I was up.
Oh no, I was going to say, I put him in title, but yeah, Trent, that was me. Where is it? There we go.
I did a little bit. What I said when you were away, Jamie, is that even you said it with Milner coming on, but I said when Henderson went off is when you saw Trent trying to step up into Henderson's position, and that's when those 2 chances came. That's when we were getting bypassed with the ball, and Milner wasn't quick enough to get into Henderson's position, and Trent was too far up the pitch. So that's where the cover is disappearing, and that's why Henderson is so important, and he should get all the plaudits tonight. And for me, I don't care how good Trent was and Thiago was. For me, just because of positional sense alone and how he played, Henderson was man of the match for me because how important he was. And Thiago was brilliant, all that, but Henderson he's so selfless with getting in front of the defence for me.
Was Thiago that
I don't think he was all that good. I don't think he was that good.
I think Henderson was playing Thiago. I don't think Thiago influenced the game at all, to be fair. He defended well.
A few passes went out to Trent. He did, yeah. There's a few passes went out to Trent that way, but I didn't see really any breaking
he didn't. He wasn't
passes, But I think Henderson's passes were much better tonight, than everybody on the park, really, to be honest with you.
Trent was... I'm happy for Trent getting his goal. I know a lot of people are mocking him at the moment because he sort of did that in his celebration.
It's the easy target, isn't he? Like, it's easy.
He's a kid.
But he's still 20. I think we forget he's 23. It's mad. He's a kid. I think everyone talks like he's a 30-year-old man. He's a 23-year-old kid. Let's face it, he's 23 years old who's completed football for trophies-wise. He's won every trophy at 23. And he's getting paid a lot of money. It's very easy for your head to sometimes go when you're that young. And you can see what it meant, his performance meant to his teammates today as well. Like all his team, Henderson, especially Thiago, giving him a hug.
He had a little moment, didn't he, in between? It was Hendo's arms.
Yeah. I think Hendo was basically just telling him, don't listen to the haters out there. Don't listen to that dickhead Southgate. Don't listen to these idiots out there. We know your abilities on the ball, and his abilities are amazing. But as Spider says, like Trent will always want to get forward. This myth that he don't work on his defending is a myth. I mean, Klopp basically said that yesterday in his press conference, didn't he? He works on his defending, but he's not a naturally born defender. So if you're not a natural born defender in football and you have to work on it, it's extremely difficult.
Jimmy, this is why you go back to the season that we were missing our defence. The minute that Henderson and Fabinho had to go into the back line is when Robbo and Trent's game disappeared the entire season. It was screwed because he didn't have Henderson next to him. And that was it. Henderson covers for Trent. He creates Trent as much as Fabinho creates Robbo on that side. Yeah.
And the Hendo stuff has to stop. I've never seen a player for us get as much abuse as Hendo does, really, week in, week out.
There's always one player in the mate. It was Ginny before he went. Endo, Curtis Jones.
What do you want them to? Because they're not flashy. Don't do the step over. And we live in a world now that only assists and goals count in football. Isn't it? So nothing else you do is like it doesn't matter. But Endo.
I'd be the first person to hold my hand up, but going back to whatever 11, 12, when I remember him against Cardiff in the cup final. He was awful. He had to be pulled off.
But he's only 20 years old then, isn't he?
Yeah, that's all he was. But I didn't see his merit until a few years later, and then I saw how much of a workhorse he actually was. But now a lot of fans in Liverpool that let's say a lot of fellas that are just talking on Twitter are these are the kind of guys that rate him the same as Stuart Downing for Liverpool. You can't it's madness, man. It's madness. It's absolute madness. So I don't understand. I was talking to Chris Pajak about the same thing today. Hendo doesn't get enough respect. He doesn't.
No way.
As you said there, boys, if it was Spanish or Portuguese, it'd be sounds. But would you elaborate on what Jay said about Trent tonight, mate? As you said, for me personally, I was made up, as we said. We needed that performance mainly from him as well, in terms of the whole team collective. But and I think Gary Neville, if you haven't seen the interview Gary Neville done on Monday Night Football, I think it was last night anyway, he sums up perfectly, and that's coming from bloody Mank anyway.
Yeah, it was great. It was great analysis by Gary Neville. I've got to give him credit.
He knows his stuff most of the time.
It's his position, isn't it? And he's won countless league titles.
Gary Neville only slips up when he's getting bantered.
But it's like he said, though. It's like he said. In his view, in his opinion, Trent is England's Cafu.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's what he said. He's England's Cafu. He is undoubtedly the best fullback England have got going forward. He just needs to work on his defending at times. Part of me hopes he doesn't go for the World Cup because he won't be used. It'd be a waste of his time. And he could stay here and learn and get, like said, 3 or 4 weeks coaching, defensive work while everyone's at the World Cup might do him the world of good. Also, it might spur him on as well. He might, because I remember the last time he got an England knock, he went on that amazing run, didn't he? He turned him like this is what I can do. Yeah. But it just makes me laugh, the whole England thing where he says he doesn't play him because he doesn't trust him defensively, but then the team's built around Harry Maguire. So it makes no sense, does it?
Yeah. Let's be talking about Slabhead, the better.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, no, we're spot on there, boys. It's been a great show. If anyone's got any other questions in chat,
My man of the match was Salah, by the way.
Oh, Salah Matchwatch. I was going to say, just want to elaborate on that. He played quite well today. He could have had
I thought Salah was fantastic.
He was brilliant today.
The problem is because no one scored his goals that he passed through. He's going to get he would have had 4 assists today. He's becoming that all-round player that I wanted Salah always to be, and he's so technically good. He just run. I've never seen a player apart from there's a few obviously your Messis and all that, but Salah's one of them players that he does everything at 100 miles an hour. He never slows down.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes he has a bad touch here and there because he's always like 100 miles an hour. But I thought his link-up play with Darwin Nunez was good.
Yeah.
Him and Darwin have got good link-up play between them.
And also Darwin Nunez's work rate tonight was fantastic.
Yeah, Darwin was great. If he just got a couple of goals today,
man. Would you say that impacted the formation, Jay? We've mentioned it with Trent and Endo. Do you think that formation benefited Salah tonight?
It does. Obviously. It does benefit him. He'll get more in. He had that great effort that McGregor saved. That was a great save. That was probably the save of the match, actually.
Do you know what the surprising thing is, for me? And it's just kind of dawned on me. It really is the lack of buying midfielders because Klopp is overstocking forwards to play that 4-2-3-1 formation. Because you only need 2 sitting midfielders, and if you've got a choice between Thiago, Fabinho, and Henderson, that's already 3 for 2 positions. Yeah. And then you're talking about maybe Keita to step in there as a 4th, like Joe Gomez. Is that the reason why we didn't buy midfielders? Is because he's actually going to start, changing?
I'd say, yeah, mate. If we started with the 40, if you want to be in the season or something, I think it took all of us, even every Liverpool fan around the world, to say just change formation. Yeah. And I think he's come to the realization, as Jamie said at the top of the show, there was a tweet from Dom King today that internally he changed something and he wanted to go with a different formation, and it come to truth really in terms of starting 11.
He's got to stick with it. Even if we don't beat Arsenal and Man City, look, them 2 teams are the best in the country at the moment. So even if we don't stick with this formation, let this formation breathe, let the players get used to it. Because I think with the players we've got available, because you can play Harvey Elliott in this 4-2-3-1 further up the field if you want to rest Salah, say. I think Harvey can play there quite naturally. Yeah, he's not going to be as good as Mo, obviously, but that's but he's still a decent footballer in that position. Luis Diaz looked good again tonight. That suits him. You can swap Darwin with Bobby. You can swap Jota with Bobby. You can swap Jota with Carvalho. We've got positions now playing this formation that you can play a Harvey Elliott and you can start Carvalho. Because they're playing 4-3-3. I don't actually know where Carvalho starts in our team. Because at the moment he's not strong enough.
He's wasted out wide, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not strong enough to play in the midfield 3. Yeah. Because he just don't seem strong enough for that position yet. Elliott looks a bit stronger, a bit more physical than he does. But you can play Carvalho in a 10 where he should play. So if Jota's not playing, Carvalho can play in a 10. You get the best out of him in that position. You'll go get the best more out of Harvey Elliott if you play him on the right. If Salah can't play in a 4-2-3-1. Or like when we went to 4-4-2. I think there's a better picture and a better formation for Klopp to keep with his 4-2-3-1 because he can transfer to 4-4-2 and 4-2-4 if he needs to.
Yeah.
And it's a more seamless transition in the middle of a game because you're just pulling one player back or putting one player forward. I think he has to stick with it. And there's a pathway for Carvalho. There's a pathway for Elliott to get forward and play more of his natural game. And then you've got Hendo who's perfect at sitting. Thiago's perfect at sitting. Fabinho's perfect at sitting. Arthur Melo when he gets fit. Rumours is he's got COVID. That's why he didn't play today. That's why all the players are in masks. I don't know if anyone noticed that. And didn't anyone notice that? The players haven't come off the coach wearing masks for ages, and all of them were wearing masks today, and there's no Arthur Melo in the team.
Yeah.
2 and 2 together.
Oh, imagine if we actually abandoned the game.
Absolutely.
And Arthur Melo is very suited to playing in that double pivot like he did for Barcelona. So the players we got, the formation makes sense to me. I think he just needs to keep with it. No matter if we lose, just keep going. I think we'll get the best out.
And you have the benefit of Bobby playing number 10 role as well, because the way he dragged them
Yeah,
up.
Nebby
If
like
he
carry the ball.
If he played more with Nunez, I think he would have created so much space for Nunez.
Believe it or
for him
not,
and Salah.
Ox is better going for. You could even play with Ox on that right hand side.
No, yeah.
I know it might sound mad. I'll say Chamber, but
I think this formation will reinvent a couple of players. To be honest with you,
it will help him, and and he's got the players to do it now. We've got Carvalho, Elliott, Salah, Nunez, Bobby, Jota.
And tonight it felt like 3.5-4 years ago when we were playing this fresh formation. Everything was working for us. We were scoring a lot of goals.
We've watched City for so many years, though, boys, haven't we? Especially this season or over the years. And Guardiola come out last week, was after the United game. He said you need to freshen up like your teams or your style of play, and it was more or less him having digs at Klopp, because I think Guardiola, as much
it was a dig, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah, I think even Guardiola gets bored of winning. He wants to at least some competition. Like, but
that's why he needs Klopp. He don't care about anyone else.
Oh yeah,
we'll see him in the second half.
That's why he said. That's why he sold Sterling to Chelsea and Jesus to Arsenal, because he just doesn't feel they're gonna be. He would never sell. Can you imagine if Liverpool went for Sterling again, or Liverpool went to get Jesus? He would never sell him to Liverpool. Never.
No.
Yeah, big up, John. Spot on there, lads. John, how you doing, mate? You're under the weather.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a real bad flu at the minute.
Oh, look after yourself, lad. Anyway, as I said, won't keep you too long, mate, but thank you for dropping in, mate. Just your general thoughts, mate, and obviously your man of the match on the game.
What a game. Yeah. What a game. I'm sorry, readers, but you're fucking shit. You can fuck off back to Ibrox. Because I tell you what, next week we'll do it Ibrox now. And we'll do you worse than we did today. Scumbags.
Great, fantastic. Go in. But yeah, we've glossed over quite a lot of players, mate. But John, who stood out for you tonight? Any of the names that we haven't mentioned?
But to be honest with you, I loved Hendo today.
Hendo.
I think Hendo is standing. I think it's one of his best performances this season. But his best performance this season was tonight. I fucking loved the guy. Nunez for me had a good game as well. The only thing that was missing was a goal. And if he keeps playing and he keeps getting the minutes, the goal will come. If it wasn't for McGregor, he could have had a hat-trick tonight. He literally could have had a hat-trick. But McGregor, Jack, I've told you several times before.
So
McGregor
good, so quality.
So one for him, Nunez could have had a hat-trick. I love the game. I'm glad we eventually won.
Bet you're happy it's over. Saying that, we're playing Rangers again in 2 weeks or a week and a half.
I can't wait. I swear to God, I cannot wait. I'm going to go down to Ibrox where my Liverpool tap.
Look after yourself, lad. Anyway, if you're there, you have to try and get a ticket. You'll have to go, mate. It's only round the corner for you, isn't it?
I mean, I'm still trying. I might have a possibility of getting a ticket, but unfortunately, it's in the away end.
Well,
if I get a ticket in the away end, I don't give a fuck. I'm wearing my Liverpool shirt.
There was some Rangers. There was some Rangers in Liverpool's end today as well.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
ticket sale.
So I might have a small chance of getting a ticket.
That's like if you don't have any luck, take a set of ladders. Have you seen that, like the video from years ago where like people are just going into businesses with a set of ladders and you just get let in anywhere?
With the Ibrox Stadium, the thing with the Ibrox Stadium is if you go to a certain corner of the ground, you can actually look through the gates and see the whole pitch.
Take a set of ladders,
there is actually people who stand outside the stadium and watch through the gates.
Oh, not too bad.
It's always an option.
Yeah, there you go, lad. Well, gents, it's been an absolute bloody pleasure. Basically, Jay, thank you very much for coming on, mate. It's been a while. And as I said, hopefully Penny is okay and thoughts with you, mate.
It's been good,
Yeah, good. Just shout out your channel, mate. Obviously, what you got coming up this week, and obviously where everyone can find it. You don't know, Jamie, but if you don't know,
it's down there. Jamie Phillips Football Chats, guys. Yeah, you can find me. There we go. Right, where is it? There it is. Jamie Phillips Football Chats. You can find me there, guys. And I've got my Liverpool match review tomorrow afternoon around 12:30. And then doing the Chelsea AC Milan watch along tomorrow night as well. And then I'm away Thursday and Friday because I'm going to the hospital to spend it with Penny. But then I'll be back for the weekend for all the watch alongs of the weekend. Obviously, this Sunday game against Arsenal, match previews, match reviews, busy weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. Really do appreciate you taking the time to come on, mate.
Always,
Said. Spider as well. Go ahead, give yourself a little plug as well, there. There we go.
There he is.
It's all right. His internet's not that bad.
That's correct, lads. Yeah, usual spots, lads. Spider LFC on YouTube. You catch me there. You catch me straight after this playing horror and Irish Spider Guy on Twitch. As soon as the stream is finished, I'll be going back on there to finish that off. I have one finishing and one starting tonight, so we'll see how we get along. So.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on, mate. And obviously, John did join us quite late, mate, but just give your channel a plug as well, mate. Thank you for jumping in.
Yeah, you find me on Glasgow Red Chats, YouTube and Twitter. I've got a video tomorrow with Statman Steve on his channel. So if everyone head over there tomorrow night and give it a watch, it'd be very much appreciated. But as always, Jack, thank you very much for having me on your channel. It really does. It means a lot for all your help you've done for me and all your support you showed me. You and Jamie, you're both legends.
Football friends.
Big Spider. Big up, mate. There we go, boys. And yeah, big up Rods as well, mate. We'll be getting you on the channel soon, matey. As I said, thank you for tuning in, mate. And make sure you head over to Anfield Rods and Nick as well, YouTube channell. Drop all the lads to subscribe as well. Good friends of mine as well. That's why I enjoyed all those years ago when I anticipated. It's the thing when I met all these great lads, or spoke to you anyway. But yeah, big up Reds. We've actually won a game of football at long last. Hallelujah. But I'll see you very soon, everyone. And thank you to every single one of you that has tuned in tonight. And Reds, never walk alone. And we're going to the Arsenal game looking for all 3 points. See you later. Ta-ra.